Hi guys, Chapter 2 of Cam Jansen and the Mystery of the Television Dog. As Poochie walked past, a dog barked. But it wasn't Poochie barking. The man in line just ahead of Cam, Eric, and the twins was holding a white dog with black spots. The dog looked like Poochie. The man was holding a small open box of dog biscuits. The man's dog barked again. "Stop that, Cloudy. Be quiet," the man told his dog. The man was tall, heavy, and wore eyeglasses, and he had long red hair, just like Cam's. Cam, Eric, and the twins looked through the bookstore window. They saw Poochie jump into a chair and from the chair onto the large table. He sat down between the pile of books and the Poochie photograph. Poochie's trainer sat on the chair. Mr. Lee, the bookstore owner, called out, "Say hello to Poochie." You can shake his paw, and if you buy the Poochie story, Poochie will autograph it for you. "I'll buy a book," the first man in line said. The man paid Mr. Lee for the book. Then Mr. Lee opened the book to the front page and gave it to Poochie to autograph. The trainer opened an ink pad and put it on the table next to the book. Poochie pressed one of his paws into the ink pad, and then he pressed it onto the front page of the book. The line was moving slowly. As Cam, Eric, and the twins waited, a small boy walked out of the bookstore with his mother. The boy held up a copy of the Poochie story and said, "Look what I have. Poochie signed my book." The boy's mother held up her hand for everyone in line to see. There was ink on it. She smiled and said, "And Poochie signed my hand." "I guess he uses the same paw to sign the books and shake hands," Eric said. Eric reached into his pocket. He took out some money and said, "Well, I'm buying a book for all of us to share. Poochie can use that paw to sign it." "And I'm going to shake his paw," Donna said. "So am I," Diane said. "We all are," Cam told them. Cam, Eric, and the twins were inside the bookstore now. Their turn to meet Poochie would be next. The red-haired man just ahead of them was buying a book. The man reached into his pocket for money. As he did, the box of dog biscuits fell onto the table. Some biscuits fell out, and the man's dog jumped after them. Poochie jumped too. "Get that dog and those biscuits away from Poochie," the trainer yelled. "Get your Poochie away from my dog's biscuits," the other man yelled back. While the two men were yelling, the dogs were chasing each other around the table. Books flew off the table. One almost hit Cam. The photograph and the sign fell. Woof! Poochie stopped fighting. Woof, woof! "Cloudy, get over here." The red-haired man grabbed a dog. Bad, Cloudy," he said as he left the bookstore with him. "And you, Poochie," the trainer said, "you should be ashamed of yourself." Mr. Lee put the sign and the photograph back in place. Then he picked the books off the floor and arranged them in a pile. "Now sit, Poochie," the trainer said, but the dog didn't sit. "Sit," the trainer said. Again, the dog barked and wagged his tail, but he didn't sit. "There's a long line out there," Mr. Lee told the trainer. "Poochie can stand while he shakes hands and autographs books." "This just isn't like him," the trainer said. "Poochie should sit when I tell him to." "Whose turn is it now?" Mr. Lee called out. "Whose turn is it to shake hands with Poochie, the famous television dog?"